All right, Shalom. Want to give our praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Blessing to the elect of YAHSHA, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are on this side right here. And blessings and salutations to you, Akim, teaching this truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, looking forward to the downfall of Babylon, man. With the downfall of Babylon comes the downfall of Edom, which comes our kingdom after that. Okay? And speaking of the four corners of the earth, reason being why this word had to be preached across the four corners of the earth is because what? Israel was scattered, which we're going to get into. All right? We were scattered amongst the heathen. We were scattered across the world. We were scattered across the different countries due to the fact of us going against our Heavenly Father, man. All right? I'm not justifying it, but in this society, when kids get too bad, they end up in foster care. All right? After they go through the system for so many times, you know, going back and forth, in and out of juvie jail, whatever you want to call it, sometimes they end up, in foster care and shit, or a boys' home or some shit like that, due to their behavior. All right, so they're taken from their natural habitat, all right, aka home with their actual family, and they're given to a foster family or given to some type of systematic outing until they get their behavior straightened out, basically.
Disciplinary action.
Disciplinary action. There we go. And that's so with the Most High, He gave us law, statutes, and commandments. All right, He gave us a covenant. He gave us promises, all of that, and we went against Him by following after the heathen and doing what we wanted to do. They pretty much going against all His ways, man. So the judgment that He gave us, well, one of the judgments, I would say. All right, because there was many judgments that was given and many warnings as well. But our people are hard-headed. Our people are stiff-necked, and they like to learn things the hard way. So, hey, guess what? This is the hard way, all right?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, and verse 19. It says, "And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries."
Yep, I scattered them amongst the heathen, and they were dispersed through the country. And through the Spirit, that's what's really coming up at this moment in the world of Israel, so to speak. The confusion of faces, being dispersed, being scattered, all right, being an Israelite and not looking like one, or looking like an Israelite and not being one, all of that is confusion of the face, and this, I forget where it says it at, but that's a judgment in itself, man. To not look like the people you belong to, man. Because you can feel like you're out of place. All right? Like I was watching this movie, I think it was called Abduction. And he had a little psychiatrist and all of that. He told her, I just always feel like I don't belong here. I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. And throughout the movie, he found out that he was adopted and all of that, man. Well, guess what? America, the ones that come back to our heritage, we feel the same way, man. All right, we don't fit in with this society, man. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a new heaven and a new earth, okay? Where dwelleth righteousness, all right?
The book of Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 7. It says, "Since the days of our fathers have we been in a great trespass unto this day. For our iniquities, have we, our kings and our priests, been delivered into the hands of the kings of the lands, and to the sword."
And to the sword, that's death, man. All right, look at all the Negroes that was rounded up. I ain't gonna say it's a Negro. Look at all the Israelites, man. Okay, look at all the Israelites that was rounded up in West Africa and brought over here that didn't make it. That did not make it. There was millions of them, hundreds of millions of them did not make it, man. All right, that was that was a sword, being thrown overboard or being put to death, being force-fed and all of that, you know? You don't want to get along with the program, and Esau was just offing us, man. All right?
It says, and to the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil.
And the sword and captivity. Was we not held captive here in this land? All right? Did not they take slaves down from the Central and South Americas over to the other side of the world, to the Eastern Hemisphere? Okay? Because these people act like they wasn't in slavery. All right? Even the Negroes, which we know that that's a well-known fact, but all of the tribes was within, was in slavery, man. Especially the Native Americans and the Negroes. They was enslaved with each other and put against each other. They would take a native and put him over the Negroes and vice versa, man. Because what happened when they came over there, they was basically kicking their ass when they was teamed up, man. So what did Esau do? He did divide and conquer, man. All right, we're gonna put them against each other. Therefore, they can't fight against us because they too strong together. All right?
Hey, that's exactly what's going on today. And that's based off of scripture, because the scripture says what? We outnumbered the heathen.
Yeah.
So of course Esau knows that. So like the brother said, what they went into divide and conquer. They putting the Negroes against the Negroes. They putting the Native Americans against the Native Americans, so on and so forth. Why? Because if we all our people woke up and figured out who the hell they were and got their heritage, Esau be in trouble, man.
You know, Exodus 7. I know it starts at the bottom on the right column. The left hand.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, therefore did they set over them the taskmasters to afflict them with their... This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty.
Yeah, and guess what? That was a blessing from the Heavenly Father that was given us. Okay, he said, I will multiply you as the sands of the sea, as the stars of the heaven, man. Okay, as the dew of the earth. Okay, meaning we were going to be everywhere. Okay, there was going to be many of us, and they seen that was happening. Okay, because if you read up at the beginning of the chapter, only about 70 to 80 Israelites came into Egypt, you know? And over time, we started multiplying. we started multiplying. Hey, that's why we the, you know what I'm saying? The best, I don't want to say fuckers, but, you know, to be blunt about it, yeah, because we the salt of the earth. That's why we're the best. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, that's a blessing from the Lord, man. All right? That's a blessing from the Lord, man. All right? And guess what? Well, the things that we have is going to be even pause, but bigger and better in the kingdom, man. You know? We're going to get our actual third leg back. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be knocking the heathen women down. You know, our own women down. They're going to be in their mind, they right mind state. How, like, that's beautiful. Not just dealing, you know, well, that's just dealing with the women, you know? With the women. Not saying that that's what the kingdom is about. All right? But it's just us being the salt of the earth, even in this condition that we in, we're still the salt of the earth. It's just most of us don't realize it because they got the spirit of deep sleep on them, man. So all of this that we're doing is for the elect, man. The sun burning my neck for the elect. We out here on the highways and the byways for the elect, man. All right? That's what it all comes down to.
It said, and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
And the land was filled with them. There's too many of them. It's a lot. They everywhere. All right.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Which knew not Joseph. Because what happened, the Lord put the spirit on Joseph to have dreams to stop Egypt from getting into a drought, man. All right. For 7 years, they saved up corn. For the 7 years that because he gave them 7 years, they was gonna get their land was gonna be fruitful. So he put the spirit on Joseph to come up with a way for them to still have corn and still have food during the 7 years of the drought, man. He gave him a dream and he got it interpreted. He interpreted unto the king. And then he found favor with the king to where the king, or the Pharaoh, I would say, the Pharaoh made him a governor, all right, in Egypt, okay? AKA, who that nigga, the Egyptologist be looking for? Imhotep, man. I was Joseph, all right? So all in all, they giving praise to Imhotep and trying to shit on the Israelites when Imhotep was an Israelite, man, all right? Hey, why? Because you cannot do nothing against the truth, but only for it. Go ahead.
It says, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Yeah. Like the brother said, if we all came together, man, we could actually take over the entire world. You know, I'm not gonna say without the Lord's power and blessing, of course. But if the Lord was like, all right, I'm gonna put all y'all in your right mind and just go, like, man, we would take it over. There's plenty of us, but through all of that, everybody don't know that everybody is, so to speak. You know, everybody that's an Israelite don't know that they is an Israelite. That's why it comes down to the spirit, man. All right, if you hear this word and the Lord come and sup with you, you do what you can to get the fuck out of here, man.
Says, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
So the new Pharaoh was like, man, look, we gotta get on them in case we go to war with our enemies and they take sides with our enemies. Showing what? That they was of Egypt, but they wasn't Egypt. They just was there, you know. They was just, if anything, they was just passing through, you know.
They knew we weren't the same nation.
They wasn't even sure that we would fight on their side, even though we living in their land. All right, and that goes to show you what, man, that they wasn't all tied up into the Egypt ways, man. It wasn't like they was shaving their beards or dealing with homosexuality. We was keeping our own laws. All right, I'm pretty sure we had like our own society over there. Because I believe even when it came to, when the Lord had cursed Egypt with the darkness and said where Jacob was dwelling, they had light. But Egypt, it was thick darkness to where you can feel it. Oh, like I know, the hairs was raised on their skin, man. They said you can feel the darkness, man. That's one hell of a curse, man. Let alone see darkness. You know not to go down a dark alley. But if that dark alley reach out and grab your ass, what you gonna do? Go ahead.
It says, therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them according to their burdens.
And who is our taskmaster that is afflicting us according to our burdens today? Fucking police, man. Fucking police. They just had one that rode by here a little earlier. They don't ride out west all like that. They go where Jake is. Because they know Jake, because they know Jake is not in their right mind through their system, man. They have systematically set these things up, man. But it was part of the curses. But it being part of the curses, that's how it was part of the curses. The Lord was going to have it to where Esau, which is the sword, all right, was going to systematically set those things up, okay? To where you feel like you trapped in a hood. You mentally. You can't go nowhere. You can't prosper. You can't elevate, man. You can't increase. You can't show love to your neighbor, you know? But that's what this truth do. It takes you out of that mentality and it stir up your pure mind. All right? Put you in remembrance. Okay? And all of this is part of us being scattered, because part of us being scattered is us dwelling in America, man. You can't tell me. What, you got something?
No, I was just thinking about when the Native Americans came over here, man, to serve the Lord. It said they're gonna go into a land which they know not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then eventually this land got taken and it became a land of strangers, man. You know? That's all I want to say.
Go ahead,
This is back in Exodus chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, therefore, that they set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just like we built up America, okay? The same thing happened then, man. Because we was multiplying, they had to come against us to stop us from multiplying. So let's, but, go ahead, I'm not even going to jump the
It says, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
The more they multiplied and grew, man. What you think we gonna do? We depressed down and out, man. We gonna get it in. We gonna find some form of pleasure, man. And you know what happens with that. It ain't written in Ecclesiastes to tell you not to sit down and drink with another man's woman. All right?
God, that's the whole.
Because if you gotta, not dwelling on adultery, but that's written because they know a man and a woman mixed with liquor, you gonna get it in. So like you said, you come in a little something to drink, a little sauce and stuff. You got your woman around, you gonna knock her down. You know, I know plenty of women that have children back to back, man. You know, but that's their comfort. You feel me? The children is that should be that woman's comfort. You know? I just seen plenty of mothers deal with their children and how they deal with their children, man. And you can, like, overall, they cherish their children. They would choose their child over that man in today's society, man. You know? And I never justify that. You know, I just, you know, I always told when I was with my baby mom and shit, I'm like, man, you be picking the little ones over me, you know? You picking the little ones over me, like. But that's just how this society is, like, all about the kids, all about the kids, all about the kids, but just in the wrong manner, man. All right? If it was all about the kids, you would teach them their heritage. You would tell them that Santa Claus is not real. The tooth fairy is fake, man. All right? You wouldn't dress them up for Halloween because they are children. So the things that they do as a child, 10 times out of 10, they're gonna grow up in that. And that's why you get people that say, what? Oh, well, y'all did it, that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all too good for it now. No, if you knew better, you do better. When I was a child, I spake as a child and understood as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things, man. All right, but if you teach this child, I don't want to say grown-up things, but the proper morals and ethics, man. Reality. If you teach the child reality, when they get older, man, they'll be superb, man. All right, especially in this wicked society. But it's so hard because it's all systematically set up, just like that was systematically set up. Let's put more hell on them. That way, you know what I'm saying? Because they multiplying too much. Let's stop them from multiplying. All right? And that's why Esau sits here and oppresses us and do these things, because what? He don't want us to prosper. He don't want us to come together. He don't want us to know that we Israel. Why you think that he go through all this trouble to stop us from being on the internet? You done had KKK motherfuckers. You done had killings and hangings. That ain't enough type of shit to shut the internet down? Or wish that you wouldn't have never created the internet? But it's because the truth is getting out there, man. It's because at the end of the day, prophecy is getting fulfilled and it's going to be fulfilled. And deep down, Esau know that, but also, deep down, Esau got that pride that just overrides that knowledge of that. That pride allowed. He got his smarts to acknowledge it, but that pride overrides that acknowledgement to where he like, I still can make something happen. You know?
Hey, the Most High got the spirit of fear on them niggas, man.
Exactly.
You know, make them think they're gonna do something, make them think they can prosper, make them think that what you, even if you, because Esau knows that Esau knows his kingdom's gonna get destroyed, man. You don't think Esau knows that? Why do you think he's doing? Why Revelation 12 and 12? You know he had but a short time. You know, so of course Esau, he's gonna keep pushing his agenda. He know this shit's not gonna work, man. You know?
Well, that's why he got plan B. Well, I'm gonna go to the stars, you know? I'm gonna go in an underwater city or underground bunker or something like that. That's his backup plan.
Yeah. They have a whole a space station where they want to try to stop the missiles, man. They got a defense system up in space, man. They're trying to build an army in heaven. You know, just to prevent the so-called what these Jakes call it now? It's like the apocalypse, pretty much, man. Or the destruction. I forget what Jake calls it. The rapture. You know. All right, this is back in Exodus chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, "But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel."
Yeah, and the same thing happens with this truth. The more you try to suppress it, the more the Lord is going to make sure it elevates, man. He's showing you that you ain't in power, man. You still control. All things obey His will, His purpose. Okay? That's it.
This Ezekiel 36 and verse 19. "And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries."
Yeah, now, that wasn't too much speaking on the scatter, but I was just speaking on us being multiplied in the affliction that they put on us in these different countries, you know? Because it's all spiritual, man. It's all spiritual. That's why when Paul said in the 8th chapter of Romans, man, he was like, nor principalities, okay? He was speaking about things that wouldn't stop. He was acknowledging the spirits, all right? And we know that Paul wasn't, you know, we know that Paul was a very knowledgeable man, so of course he knew about that, but he still gave him acknowledgement like, man, even they not gonna stop me from, you know, worshiping and serving YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, basically. All right? He was just naming off, you know, things that can distract you, things that can be a roadblock, all right, or a stumbling block, you know?
And it says, "According to their way and according to their doings, I judge them."
Yeah, according to their way and according to their doings, I have judged them, man. All right? Because if you know what to do in the scriptures and you don't do it, then it is sin. All right? Pursuing us that James 1:17, I believe, or something. You know? Or it might be 4:17.
Yeah. This is James chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, "Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin."
God. Yeah, I just wanted to get it for edification purposes.
Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20. "And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name."
Yeah. When they and Jake, they was doing that then, and they doing that up to this day, man. How? How did they profane the name? They went against the Heavenly Father, and they started serving the heathen gods, man. All right? They started becoming the heathen. They started becoming the Gentiles. That's why throughout the scriptures, the Lord called them heathen and called them Gentiles, all right? Because they chose their side, basically. They chose their side, man. He didn't have to call them a traitor or this or that. You know, you're a heathen then.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Exactly. Like, it states that you're on the other side. You're not with me anymore.
It says, And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are going forth out of his land. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen whither they went. You know, and that's what they do that big, man. They say you can call the Lord whatever you want to call him, or you can do anything in this name, you know. And that's the same thing they were doing back then, man. Like the brother said, they're doing it today. It says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith YAHAWASHI, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith Yahweh, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Yeah, and that's what? Him bringing us back, man. Now, he's been sanctified now. Because he's given us our heritage back. He's being sanctified by us giving him praises, man. Okay? That's how he's been sanctified. But he said, I do this for my name's sake. I don't do this, it ain't because of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened. We basically made the Lord look bad, man. So now, through his son shedding his blood, we have an opportunity to redeem ourselves. Okay? But not everybody. Only the ones who he has chosen. Okay? Only the ones who are part of his elect. And if you look, Jake don't even care, man. You know what I'm saying? They just ride by and do what they do. I used to kind of, you know, get pissed off at that and everything, but like, why? You know what I'm saying? We at the end of this thing, I gotta, you know, try to maintain myself. So why I'm gonna sit here and continuously worry about what the hell you gonna do?
Ezekiel 36 and verse 23, and I will sanctify my great name which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith Yahweh, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Yeah, before their eyes where? In our own land? Yeah, we're gonna have internet and Wi-Fi in the kingdom? No, he's going to, by us being in their land, he's going to sanctify us so he can be sanctified, man. From us being in their land, and now you have the internet, so shit, somebody be in Japan watching us over here. But this is still not our land. We don't get our land back until, hey, America get destroyed. That's when we get our land back. We had niggas calling themselves Israelites, talking about going back over to the land, and for what, man? That ain't part of prophecy. Prophecy say the heathen gonna build that up. If the heathen gotta build it up, it ain't been destroyed yet. Because Israel gonna get hit by missiles, man. Lands have to be cleansed from all that bloodshed. Here it is. It just went down that way. Go somewhere, man.
It says, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land.
I will. He said he's going to do it. He's going to do it. How is he going to do it? Can we please get Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter? I will take you from among the heathen and put you in your own land, man. The places where he scattered us, he's going to deliver us from those places.